International. Jeff Moore's here, bringing you the best and brightest leaders with Carlos Whittaker. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
You have like one of the highest followings for any Christian blogger there is.
Yep.
It's huge. It's out there. What do you feel is the importance for ministries, for churches, even businesses to have a good web presence and even a blog presence?
Yeah. Here's a great example. Yesterday when I was at the airport at Hartsfield, I was having lunch right by the escalator that was going down in Terminal B, and I counted, okay, 8 out of every 10 people that were going down the escalator, this was what you saw. And so my view of them had this screen in front of their face. And so what that tells me is that people are connecting that way more than they're connecting face to face. Now, we can debate whether or not that's good or bad, but it is. And so since that is, I think that churches and ministries need to be there on that screen for them. So, yeah.
You're an experienced architect. It's part of what you do as far as with the consulting and stuff as well. You were with Andy Stanley for a long time and helped them with their overall church services and stuff. How important do you think it is for atmosphere and an experience within a service? Because some people will say, oh man, it's just, you don't need all the lights, camera, action, but what are your thoughts on that?
You know, everybody understands that a visual, audio experience is one that can create passion. And so like, whether it's at a U2 concert, whether it's at a Coldplay concert, wherever it might be, the experience that they create there is a moment that can be life-changing. And so why not do that, you know, in your church services? Does it have to match the same intensity level of a U2 concert? No, actually, I don't think we need to even try to go there because we can't. So create the experience for your people. And the second question I always tell people to ask themselves is, who are your people? So you need to be creating an experience that is suitable for them as opposed to suitable for who you think they are. So ask the question who they are. Don't build something that's fitting for 20-year-olds if the average age of your congregation is 65. Build something that is an experience for them. And you know, so completely continue to architect experiences in your church for who's there instead of for who you think is there.
You love people, huge heart for people, huge heart for your family. But at one time, you talk about almost losing them because of your addiction to the ministry. During that time, because I know a lot of pastors out there and whatnot, the ministry becomes a mistress in a sense. What was your motivation in ministry at that time?
You know, my motivation in ministry, I think it was a great motivation. It was to see people's lives change. The only problem was I would remove my family from that people. And so what I realized is when I wasn't leading my family and my kids in my life well, I was just faking it at church. And so for me, once we started going to counseling and figuring all that out, I realized that I'm going to be much less effective when I lose my family and can't minister to these people anymore than when I have a phenomenal family life and then I can continue to minister to them. So I told pastors all the time to make sure that their home life is in check, you know, so that when they come home off stage one day, their wife doesn't say, or their husband doesn't say, you're a completely different person on stage than you are when you come home.
Wow. And you had that experience.
I had that experience. It was devastating yet freeing.
You scored 790 on your SATs.
Yes, I did.
I didn't even take mine, so you know, so I don't have a score to compare.
Well, you can put it this way: you can get an 800 on just one part of it. There's two. So the highest score you can get is a 1600. So
I think you can get like 400 for just getting your name right.
I think so.
What's your learning style? Because obviously you're not an idiot. You know, you're a fairly educated, smart man.
Right.
What is your learning style?
You know, for me, it's very hands-on. For me, I love the way that social media has allowed me to learn based on other people's experiences. So, you know, you can read books on church leadership all you want. You can read books on whatever it might be that you want to grow in, but I think unless you see it, for me at least, visibly, then I'm not going to grow in it. So what the web has done for me is allowed me to peek into all these phenomenal pastors' lives through Twitter or through their blogs and see how they're actually leading without having to read a book about it. Like, you're actually seeing it daily. And so for me, I'm a very, you know, hands-on kind of learner. I'm not a big reader of books, but I am you throw a video in front of me or music or something like that and I'm into it. Yeah. If I could have sung my SAT, I might have made a 1600.
Wait, do you have any new albums coming out?
I do, and I'm just going in the studio right now for my next album, and pretty much I'm telling people that this next album is basically just going to be a worship party. So it's like going to be from Jump Street, man, just, you know, as fast as you can go, upbeat, and we're just going to have a blast. So it's going to be like a big party.
That's awesome. You know, Now, you coach people on creativity.
Yes, I do.
Helping people be more creative. What are some of the things you can do to unlock creativity for, like, maybe a pastor out there, a leader out there who doesn't have a creative bone in his body,
I got it.
or doesn't have anyone on staff? What can you do?
Well, first I would tell them that they have the same bone in their body that Stephen King has and that George Lucas had. They've got the same bones. So the only difference is that a lot of the problem with church creative meetings right now is I would actually change the names from church creative meetings to church Google search engine meetings. So what ends up happening is church creative meetings, people are going in there trying to come up with ideas, and all they're doing is searching in browsers and Google and stuff like that, whereas they need to be bringing the ideas into the creative meetings. And so I tell pastors all the time, every single day, find one idea and write it down. Whether it be a phenomenal idea, a horrible idea, what ends up happening is at the end of the year, you have 365 ideas in a notebook, in Evernote, whatever it might be, that are sitting there waiting for the creative meeting to happen. So what I do is I actually get 3 ideas a day, and I put them in, and I've been doing it for 3 years now, and I have thousands of ideas sitting in Evernote, to where when I go into a creative meeting now, I look like the most creative person on the planet, but the truth is I just have my eyes open when I'm not in the meeting. Right. Everyone else is trying to come up with ideas there. I'm coming with the ideas.
There you go.
So that will change your church's creative process overnight.
One last question. Your tattoo here, you were on LA Ink.
I was.
And you got this phenomenal tattoo. Who do you think would win in a fight, Kat Von D or Oprah Winfrey?
It definitely would be Oprah. Let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you why. Kat Von D, she might look hardcore and gangster, but nobody crosses Oprah. I don't know if you know, but Kat Von D does not have her own network, does not have her own magazine, does not have her own. Oprah Winfrey would definitely dominate Kat Von D.
There it is. It's in. Oprah Winfrey kills it.
Damn.
Thanks so much, Carlos. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.